Now for a uniform solid cone, what we will do is we'll first assume some general variables like its mass, its base radius and its height, which are the same as what we have done for a conical cap. So for this solid cone, let us say mass is m and the total height is capital H and the base radius is capital R. And you want to figure out the center of mass of this cone. So center of mass is located at what location? That is what we are interested in. So we will take up a axis system exactly like what we have done in the previous case. Yeah, so we can have an axis system like this, and here with this axis system what we can do is we can break it up into small discs, and it will work out exactly in the way like the conical cap worked out in case of ring elements. So what we are going to do is from the top we are going to take a distance y at which we are going to assume a small increment delta y or dy for us. So this is dy, and there is a circular area that we have now, but then it's not just an area. If you slice it, it will be a complete disk. So you need to be able to find out the volume of this disk. The volume of this disk will be, you can think of this figure as two different cones, one slightly bigger and one slightly smaller, and you take the slightly bigger one and you find out its volume, and from that you subtract the volume of the slightly smaller one. So you will get 1 by 3 pi, and I need the larger radius. The larger radius will be, I believe, I can take use of this semi-vertical angle again. So let us say the semi-vertical angle here is alpha. If the semi-vertical angle is alpha, then I can figure out the smaller radius at the top and the larger one at the bottom. The larger radius, which probably is r plus dr, is going to be such that tan alpha, and let me do that somewhere below this. So tan alpha is r plus dr divided by y plus dy, which is also equal to r by y if small r is the upper radius, this much. And then from there I can figure out what is the volume. So the volume will be 1 by 3 pi r square. When I say r square, I can put a y square. When I say for the larger cone, so I have to put r plus dr whole square. I can say this is y plus dy into tan alpha whole square. So y plus dy into tan alpha whole square, so tan square alpha. So 1 by 3 pi r square h. The height of that cone is y plus dy, and from this I need to subtract 1 by 3 pi, and r square will give me y square tan square alpha, and multiplied by the total height y. And when I take out some terms, 1 by 3 pi gets taken out and tan square alpha gets taken out, and what do I end up with? I have y plus dy whole cube, which is going to be y cube plus dy cube plus 3y square dy plus 3y dy square minus the final term is y cube, and y cube terms will go off. They are not there anymore. They cancel out, and I can neglect the dy cube term because it's going to be very small, negligible, and the dy square term, that is also negligible. So going to end up with an area that is equal to 1 by 3 pi into tan squared alpha into 3y square dy, and you can throw off some other numbers. So 3 goes off, so pi tan square alpha y square dy. So this is the total volume of the element which I have here, and so now I know its mass and I know its y center of mass. So therefore I can say dm is equal to pi rho tan squared alpha y square dy, and y center of mass for this element is y itself. So therefore now the numerator becomes, and I can do the calculations here, numerator becomes, when you integrate this guy, y into dm, you are going to get pi rho tan square alpha out, pi rho tan squared alpha out, and you have y square into y, so y cube dy, so that's y power 4 by 4, and when you integrate within limits y goes from 0 to capital H, it will become h power 4 by 4, h power 4 by 4, and the denominator becomes, this is just the integral of dm, so pi rho tan squared alpha, and you have got a y square dy, so y cube by 3, and from the limit 0 to capital H, it will be h cube by 3. So therefore the y center of mass for a solid cone is then at, you will have to divide the numerator by the denominator, these all terms will go off, what will be left will be only 3h by 4. So 3h by 4 from the top, from the apex, that means h by 4 from the base. So if you have got a solid cone like this, the center of mass of the solid cone is at h by 4 distance from the bottom and 3h by 4 distance from the top. So this is how you can find out the answer for a solid cone. Now the answer for a solid cone can also be found out using hollow conical elements. So I leave that as a job that you have to do. In fact, I will leave you with maybe 2-3 jobs. So let me give you some homework. Now first, So let us think of this triangle as a lamina. So it's a plate, it's not just a boundary. There are not just three sticks that make up the triangle. No, the triangle is a complete plate. There is a triangular plate of uniform thickness, of uniform density, so that we can say that the triangular plate is completely uniform. So let me specify that here. This is a uniform triangular plate, and not just a system of three rods that make a triangle. No. So for a uniform triangular plate, we will have to prove that the coordinates of center of mass are the centroid of that plate.